Alright, everybody shut the fuck up because I got something to say.
Alright.
If you're a fan of 21 Pilots, if you're a fan of Funko Pops, if you're a fan of Lake Stevens, Washington, if you're a fan of Nace, give me some shit to fire off. What are the Australians not like?
The government.
If you're a fan of the Australian government, if you're a fan of the U.S. government, you got to turn this off.
If you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts, you got to turn this off.
Don't agree with that last statement. Yeah. I don't endorse that.
100% agree with that last statement.
I will endorse that 100% as well.
Alright, so yeah, I don't endorse that statement. So let's get things off. We're gonna do roundtable. I'm taking control of this episode if you haven't already figured that out. So Nace, what do you hate? Let's go. Right off the top. Let's get it.
Listen, I need to build up my hatred a little bit. I'm gonna need some energy from other people's hatred.
All right.
I need to, build up.
Alright, Caleb. What do you hate, man?
Yo, I can't even get an intro. I just gotta start hating.
Oh, alright. Yeah, I suppose we should get an intro.
On.
Kenny, get an intro going.
I mean, you got it. Go ahead.
Alright.
You just said you were taking control of this episode, Rob. Holy fuck.
Alright, you're right. So, alright, to my left, we have Anime is Trash. Oh, fuck, wait, that's not your name anymore. Fuck, I'm so
That's
sorry.
not my name.
Yoroken, YROKEN _ on Twitter.
We don't gotta spell him.
Just say Ken,
Right.
holy fuck.
It's Ken. Hello, me.
Just want to make a quick update to the things of that list of things I hate. Let's add Nace Pybus to that for giving me the attitude at the top of the show. I don't really appreciate that at all.
Alright.
We have Kylie
Hello.
Gribsley, and we have Clout Koopa. And Nace Pybus.
Yeah, I'm here. Rob hates me.
Yep. So, Caleb, you ready to tell us what you hate yet?
Oh, I'm always ready.
Alright, let's hear it.
I come up blazing. I don't know. I don't got anything. Go to someone
Tell
else.
us about your Paris exploits with no air conditioning.
Dude, the air conditioning.
Tell us about the strange foreign women you had
Not
sex with.
I'm not revealing any of this.
gotta-
This is all stuff I enjoy. Y'all got me all wrong.
You gotta make a good first impression.
Do I? Do I have to make any first impression? What if I never come back, bro?
It's not optional. You're part of the brand.
God.
Hey, Caleb, your first impression on this hate podcast should be things you love.
That's a great idea, Nace. I love the gamers.
Let's get some positivity.
Yo, I hate brands though. We'll start with that.
Understandable.
Let's get some body posy up in
What
here.
kind of brands do you like, Caleb? Or what kind of brands do you hate?
Wow, just completely throw me under the bus. Like fast food, dumb shit like that.
Sounds like you're a fucking communist, Caleb.
Yeah, sounds like
I
do you hate corporate America, or what's up with that?
I don't know. Corporate America's chill. They don't
Do
seem
you
good
hate
stuff.
personal freedoms?
I love personal freedoms. It's like my whole life right there.
Do you believe taxation is theft?
Yeah, I don't pay taxes though, so we chilling.
If the IRS is listening, come get your man.
Yeah, I'm about to get arrested.
Well, your
Come
job's a
scoop Clout
fucking scam.
Koopa
So
out of Discord.
Yeah, so I really
your job doesn't exist. They pay you in fucking McDonald's fucking Monopoly pieces.
They do not. I get paid real dollars. I'm gonna send you a screenshot of my next check.
Oh, I can't wait.
Caleb's got the flex on you.
Yeah,
He is. He's about to stun on me. He's about to get some Raph Simmons, all kind of crazy colors.
Make sure
I'll
that's
show you all the envelopes of unmarked bills he's received in the mail.
just make sure that screenshot goes in the description of this video,
Oh, I will.
so the whole audience can see it.
Yeah, because everyone really needs to see my PayPal.
See
Can I
the
open up
M's.
the pit?
See the M's in Caleb's bank account.
Do I have permission
Oh,
to
I
open
got
up the
like
pit?
1, 2.
Yeah, you can open up the pit. Warp Tour. This is your last chance.
6,
Open up the pit.
7.
Caleb,
Eight.
Caleb, do you have anything to say before I open up the pit?
No,
He's
open
opening
up the pit. I'm gonna hold up on the sides. I'm gonna watch the pit. I'm gonna see how
I
many
hate
gets.
Twitter user @thumbcramps.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
That's all
Did
I
we?
have to say.
Do we begin? Do we start from the beginning, or do we get into something a little bit more personal?
Are we going to talk about this right now on the podcast? Is this allowed? Is this slander?
It doesn't matter. Fuck her,
Alright.
Are you kidding me? She has a whole kiwi farm page about her.
dude. Fuck that baize and grease filled bitch. Ugh.
It's not like she's gonna find it anyway. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's not like she can type on her keyboard quickly. You know, it's gonna take her years.
It's not like I'm gonna DM this podcast to her or anything.
Oh wait.
Just link her. The
5 minutes
no,
and
I
we bully.
hate
Holy
virtue
shit.
signaling as a Tumblr artist. Like someone. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna hate about art for a second, if anyone does. A lot of people, like users on Tumblr, have a very specific way they draw. It's very like pastel and Tumblr has like a lot of Disney inspirations in their art. Like a majority of it. It's obviously
Fucking
not.
losers.
But
It's because the majority of them are autistic, and I don't mean that in the mean way. I mean they're not like.
I don't know if you found like 10 artists off Tumblr, and I follow a lot of them, believe me, and like put their art together, you wouldn't be able to tell that they're from different artists because they're kind of like
they're all pretty fucking similar. You're totally right.
Yeah, and Thumbcramps definitely like falls under that category. And I saw she was like tweeting shit like, what does that mean? I don't even know what Tumblr art means. And I'm like, bitch, you are Tumblr art. You're drawing like 600-pound obese mermaids with pastel colors. I don't know. And she
all
virtue
kinds of
signals.
crazy colors.
Should we even give her the clout? Should we just like fucking?
No, she's got clout. She's
Honestly,
already got it.
I just don't understand how a mermaid can be obese. They're fucking
You know what?
swimming all day. All they do is swim.
You know what? I won't even go that far. I won't even go that far. I think that anyone can imagine anything and draw whatever they want.
Oh, for sure.
However, when someone starts to receive hate for criticizing something, and said person whose thing was criticized gets her gang of retards and autistic children to flood said criticism and attack said criticizer, that's when I have an issue.
When the criticizer has like a genuine issue that relates to personal, I just like it wasn't malicious. It'd be like if I saw some art that like was glorifying some personal issue I had, and I was like, hey homie, that's not cool because I like struggle with that and it's not cool to glorify that thing. And they'd be like, fuck you, you're ableist. I don't get it.
I don't care. Like I said, anyone can draw whatever they want. I gotta make sure I say this like 20 or 30 times so that way, like, anyone listening to this who gets the wrong idea doesn't actually get the wrong idea. Anyone can draw whatever they want. But, for an example, if I see a picture of a black person smashing a white person's head in based on the fact of race, I am going to be offended. Am I going to criticize it? Probably. I'm probably going to shit talk them. However, they have the right to draw it, and I'm not saying it shouldn't exist.
Yeah, but like if I saw someone drawing some fucking ISIS beheading tribute art, I'd be a little uproared.
Well, that's the thing about
question why they're doing that.
That's the thing about freedom of speech, is that you definitely have the right to do that, but there's nothing protecting you from other people's criticism because that's their freedom of speech as well.
While I do not agree with anything that you have said, I will defend your right to say the things.
Right. That doesn't mean, I don't know. It's just, what an annoying fucking human being.
Honestly, human beings. Like, not even to single that retard out. Like, this shit happens all the time.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
you look at Onips, who was harassed because she gender swapped trans people, or a trans person. It was just one, right?
Yeah, it was like a cast of characters, and one of them was like a trans boy, and she swapped it to a woman, and I don't know.
But like, I know we talked about this last episode, but I don't know, like that falls underneath that giant umbrella of just like how far I guess like artists that gain like some shitty amount of what they assume is power, how far they'll take that, how far they'll stretch it. I mean, like, their online following is only going to last so long, you know what I mean? Like, if anyone on the internet knows who the fuck I am in 3 years, I'd be fucking surprised.
Right.
I think it all just goes back to who the fuck cares. It's artwork.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, like, personally, well, the thing, okay, let me rephrase.
Just don't harass people.
This woman
that's pretty
has
good basis.
a career. She goes to conventions and sells her art. I wouldn't say career, but she's making money off of it, and it's like quote unquote a job. But if you're gonna like be a professional in any sort of like creative medium, and you can't take criticism without some big shitstorm coming back to the criticizer, then you shouldn't be in any sort of like artistic medium. Like is that not like a huge like point in being in art, is for people to criticize you and you know build off that?
Not just art, like any sort of thing in the limelight, you need to be able to handle some fucking idiots throwing shit your way.
Yeah,
course.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that, like, I mean, there's a million different ways to accept criticism, but I'll narrow them down to two, which is you can go the right way, which is haha, fuck you faggots, I do what I want, or you do the other route of harass this person until they get suicidal
Exactly.
because they can't say these things to me.
Because that whole issue is so infuriating to me, honestly.
Yeah. And this is coming from the gamers.
Yeah.
I mean, if
we're a bunch of
have
fucking
some kind of
cyberbullies.
issue with this, I wouldn't go that far, but we fuck with people a lot, you know. And for anyone to say that, I can't even really think of real criticism other than we're idiots. But I mean, like, for people call us idiots, yeah, sure, we are. You know, you don't get any argument from me.
Yeah, I don't know. Robert, what do you think?
Yeah. Just really fucking hate 21 Pilots, dude.
They're so bad.
I think they're probably one of the worst music groups ever. If I could punch Tyler Joseph, friend of the show, in the face, I would.
Long time star.
Yeah, if he wants to come on, you know, good friend. If he wants to come on, that'd be cool. Just to give us a little bit of this clout box.
Can I ask you guys a political question?
Oh boy.
Oh, let's open up the pit.
Why is it that the same, like, 15 to 26-year-old women who consider themselves politically correct, why is it that they all, for some reason, love 21 Pilots without accusing them of cultural appropriation?
That's fair.
Whew.
How does that happen?
Whew.
This is a nuclear take right here.
You're gonna
Alright,
say that a white person can't wear dreads because that's cultural appropriation, but you let 21 Pilots infest your ears with their garbage?
Hey man,
Their sad excuse for hip hop music?
What's the lead singer of 21 Pilots?
It's Tyler Joseph.
Is that Tyler
Friend
Joseph?
of the show.
Friend of the show, Tyler Joseph. Is it? No, not Ride. What's the song? Where it's like, the good old days.
That would be Stressed Out.
Stressed
21
Out.
Pilots.
Stressed Out.
Friend of the
Yeah.
show.
That man. If you take that beanie off, that man's dressed like a fucking neo-Nazi.
Yeah.
He's got his fucking shaved head, his tats.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't he have an undercut?
Yeah.
Ooh.
We're discovering
Did you guys see the
some
Macklemore
serious
shit?
ideas
Did you guys see the
Yeah.
Macklemore shit?
Yeah, I'm pretty Nazi because
Comment
of
of
that.
takes.
Holy shit.
The fucking Macklemore thing was so funny. Like, I hate it. I hate it with a passion. But oh my god.
I can't fucking
I
stand him.
apologize for my racist haircut.
Every couple of years, he's like, alright, what's a hot issue? I need to make a hit song.
Yeah.
That man, every time he releases an album or a single, he is White Guilt the musical.
Yes.
Oh my god, he was. Hey, he was the original gay ally.
That's true.
The one.
Original gay ally, yeah. In 2011. There hadn't been any gay allies up until that.
Yeah, everyone hated.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Everyone hated the gay.
Everyone.
Just the one.
Dude,
He invented
There was only one gay
I'm
until
just
Macklemore
fucking
made it
saying,
be.
Macklemore invented homosexuality so that he could defend it.
Honestly, I would believe that.
Yo, no. Macklemore
Anything to
did
make some money, dude.
single-handedly end homophobia just for people to accuse him of being a Nazi for his undercut. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to do Macklemore like that.
See, that's what happens. You sacrifice yourself for these people, and then you do one thing wrong, and it's over for you.
But he didn't even do anything
Like, get
wrong.
your hair cut in a stylistic way. Like, undercut's the fucking most overused haircut in the world.
Okay, but I'm
Like,
just
how
saying.
the
Okay,
fuck?
but I made a tweet about it, right? When I first saw this BuzzFeed, it was literally like 4 a.m. I didn't know why I wanted to torture myself by going through Twitter, the Twitter feed for BuzzFeed.
I know why, because you hate yourself like everyone else does.
True. Okay, yeah. So, and I found that article, and I was so like taken aback by it because I know a lot of, they them feminist girls, you know? And 7 out of 10 of them have undercuts. So I was just very confused.
Yeah.
Undercuts are like such a popular haircut for these girls that are so, you know, like a fuck Donald Trump, I wish Bernie Sanders won. Anything you do that I disagree with is homophobic. Just, they all have undercuts, and not even that, like, when I went to Pride, do you know how many girls I saw with shaved heads like myself?
It's empowering.
But is that, okay, but if you want to sit there and call an undercut a Nazi haircut, then what about being a skinhead? I don't get it. Like, they pick and choose these things to what, like, fits their argument. But, I don't know, I just... Like, girl shaved head calls Macklemore a Nazi for an undercut. I don't get it. That's what I hate. That's the tea.
Alright, Nace, you got anything yet, or what's going on?
Oh man, I just hate how incompetent the Australian government is at the moment.
Let's hear it. What's going on? Let us know.
Well, there's a whole heap of shit. So we have this person called Pauline Hanson.
Mm-hmm.
Think of her as like the way less rich Donald Trump of Australia, I guess. She's just a populist. She runs a party called One Nation, which is basically just sort of like a nationalist kind of party. And she showed up to the Senate wearing a fucking burqa, like a full burqa, and was just like sitting in her seat. And then when it was her time to speak, like she stands up and like rips this like burqa off. Oh, it's so weird. It's such a strange thing, and all she was doing was making a point of like the burqa thing, how there's sort of like a security kind of issue there, where if you were to like walk into a bank or whatever wearing a burqa, like you can't see the person's face.
Right.
So she was basically just making a point of like how she was able to walk into the Senate wearing a burqa with no one
but
checking
what an awful
who she
way
was.
to do that.
Yeah, it was such a bad way
way.
to do it. And so we've just been the media's just been talking about that point for like the past week. It's not that big. And then we've got this fucking gay marriage plebiscite at the moment.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna ask you about that.
It's just so... Oh, it's such a waste of money. It's costing like $120 million. It's not a binding vote. It's not even a fucking... it's not even a legislation change. It's being run by the Bureau of Statistics. So it's a survey. It's a national survey. It's not compulsory. And it's costing us $122 million. And then from there, the government's going to be like, if it's an overwhelming yes, they'll do a vote. If it's not overwhelming yes, they'll just leave it. It's just such a fucking waste.
Wait, what is the vote for?
For gay marriage. For gay marriage.
That's still not legalized where you are?
That's still not legal here.
Well, because that one
That's
politician that
fucking
said...
incredible.
Well, that one politician that said, like, he wouldn't fuck his biking...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So there was a guy... there's been a whole heap of, like, stuff going on. So the current party that's in power, or that's the majority, is called the Liberal Party. But they're more like a conservative kind of party. A bit more of a right wing.
So
they're called
actually liberal.
The original
they're called the Liberal
liberals,
Party.
not leftists.
Labour Party's the left wing. They call themselves a democratic socialist party, kind of.
So
Not really.
that's not socialism.
It's disgusting. But basically, like, because it's the Liberal Party, which is sort of right wing. There's a lot of sort of, you know, Christian conservatives in that party. Our ex Prime Minister who got kicked out. He's still in the House of Representatives. Like, he's still a member of Parliament. He's just not the Prime Minister anymore. He's actually our local representative. He's against gay marriage, despite his sister being gay.
Ooh.
So that's funny as fuck.
That's not unheard of. My dad.
No, it's not unheard
That's
of.
pretty homophobic, and I like dudes. So
Yeah, no. It's just a bit of a funny kind of like he's very against gay marriage, despite his sister.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, like, the typical idea is that if you have a sibling that's gay, you'd be more supportive and understanding of
Yeah,
that. So it's
yeah.
like...
But
I
then
hate my sister. What are you talking about?
But then there was also a guy, I forget his name. He's a member of Parliament, and he was on TV discussing the gay marriage, and he was asked about it, and he basically said, Listen, I have affection for my... I have a group of friends I go cycling with. We have affection, but I'm not going to marry them anytime soon. So he thinks that gay relationships equate to the relationship he has with his cycling buddies.
Okay, I can understand that perspective. To me, it sounds like he came out as gay, but he's not ready to commit to it yet.
I think my cycling buddy's kind of cute, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I think he's cute, and I'll get balls deep in him every once in a while. But I'd never fucking marry him. What am I, retarded?
But yeah, this, and yeah, he was basically just equating a gay relationship to being friends.
A gamer relationship.
So yeah, it's all just bullshit at the moment. It's just like a bunch of support going one way, a bit of support going the no vote. But
sounds like you're experiencing like the last 2 years we had here.
Yeah.
But it's the problem is we're spending, as I said earlier, we're spending $122 million on a survey that's not legally binding or anything. So
Can't they just drop like a Twitter poll or some shit?
they should, hey.
Y'all fuck with gays or what?
No, you just pop a fucking you just put a poll up on the Australian Twitter. There's like an Australia account. You just pop it, and then you just have to register. It should have just been an online vote. Holy shit! Why did it have to be?
Fellas, is it gay to marry your cycling buddy?
Fellas, is it gay to vote yes on the marriage plebiscite? Kenny, what do you hate?
I mean, there's one thing I could throw out there for all of us to discuss, except for Rob, but I probably won't use that one just for fucking fear of a certain person getting heated.
What is it, Kingdom Hearts? I don't really care that much, dude.
Just sure, dude. Me and my girlfriend argued about Kingdom Hearts for 2.5 hours yesterday.
Why, did she like it?
Yeah.
Thank God you date a real human being.
Yeah, but I'm.
Are you?
I'm not gonna get into it.
Are you unvalidating me, Rob, as a human being?
Invalid.
I am. Oh, Caleb Lynch.
Yo, you ain't unvalidated.
Caleb Lynch is on my team.
Yeah.
Caleb Lynch, what's your stance on Kingdom Hearts?
I hate Kingdom Hearts. This game's
Fuck
just so
you.
boring, dude.
It's such a boring game.
Sucks.
It's not.
Yes, it is. It is. Okay, here. Okay, it is a shitty game, only through context.
Rob, you only like it because you played it as a kid.
That's false.
Yes.
That's like so true. There's no game where it could be more true.
That's
Entirely false, because I would
No.
hate it now. Because there's games I liked as a kid that I'm like, yeah, this is fucking garbage.
Okay, yeah, but Kingdom Hearts isn't. That's the game that your brain latched onto. I can tell this. Like, I can tell straight away. I will give you 2 legitimate reasons why that game is not fun.
Alright, let's hear it.
The combat.
In which one? The first or the second?
They are comparable. I understand that there are improvements, but
The second is better, and the PSP ones has the best.
Yeah, but you're talking about games that came out recently. I am talking about the fact that people are sexually attracted to Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2.
Well, I think Kingdom Hearts 1's a sack of shit, if I'm being honest with you. I think that game's fucking horrendous.
Donald Duck kind of did.
That's true. I probably is it gay if you want to fuck Donald Duck?
I mean, he never wears pants. Holy fuck!
I mean,
kinda
Is it gay to look at Donald Duck?
You should play a real game like Jet Set Radio.
I tried.
You should play a real game like any other video game that is not Kingdom Hearts.
The comedy
So
game.
anyway,
So
the combat of that game has got to be it has to have the least amount of depth, as in like depth with a P, depth, and it has to have the most repetitive way of engaging in combat.
I can agree with that.
You have like 3 to 5 spells that you can use that get upgraded incrementally as the game goes on. And the way that you use them is throughout combat. You mash the X button to, I guess, just auto attack, like a basic attack, and then you would use the D-pad. You'd be like, oh, D-pad, press X. All right, now that I've used my spell, D-pad, mash X some more. And that's the entire combat for the entire game. It does not change in the slightest.
Wait, 10?
The damage numbers go up. but the combat stays exactly the same.
I like the story more
Are
than
we
the
talking about
combat.
Kingdom Hearts? Are we talking about Kingdom Hearts or Zelda Breath of the Wild?
Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, cool. I got confused because that's basically the fucking combat for Breath of the Wild.
Alright, you're gonna chill on that. I'm not gonna have that slander.
I really could get into my kind of like real hatred for Breath of the Wild.
What the fuck, man? You're killing me.
It's from a gameplay perspective. It's not from like the game
Oh no,
itself.
don't get me
Like,
wrong. I fucking love that game, but I have so many issues with
Yeah,
it.
there are some problems. What the game does right, it does ridiculously well. And what the game does wrong, it is some serious missteps.
It did more than I expected it to do, but it wasn't
Yes.
like exceedingly above my expectations, I guess. Like, I don't know, when people were like, this game's really fucking good, I checked it out, I was like, hey, it is really fucking good, but then like, when you log in like 50 hours within a week, you're like, this game has a lot of problems that nobody's really addressing.
That game's, I guess, there you go, you have my hate on Kingdom Hearts. I'll close that up. Let's open up the Breath of the Wild thing. That game's difficulty curve makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
It feels like it shouldn't be that way.
Well, because it's like moderately okay. It's good at the beginning, right? It's good at the beginning. Like, so there's some enemies.
You're
that
talking about the
yeah,
the tutorial zone, right? Like the big.
Right. Yeah, the plateau. There's like
yeah.
areas like where you kind of steamroll your enemies, right? And then there's some parts where you can like it's a little more challenging.
It's an open RPG. I feel like that's yeah. I think that the plateau, for the most part, is probably the best design part of that game because they really are trying to show you how to play that game.
Well, yeah, because like so there's characters that are like easy. There are characters that like take a little more skill. Like you got to dodge some. I think there's a giant like I don't even remember the name of it, but a big ass rock monster boss, like mini boss, which is like. I thought that was kind of fun because it was like early game, but they gave you this like hidden mini boss that's pretty difficult to fight, and if you win, you get some really good loot. But then once you get off the plateau, it's so scattered because the game doesn't really give you a direct route to take, like storyline wise. It just lets you run free, kind of like Skyrim, you know. But it's just you go off that plateau and then suddenly you're getting one shot by everything, and it's ridiculous. And so it's I don't know. I have a lot of issues with that game. The difficulty is very confusing because sometimes it's like bone-crushingly difficult, and then sometimes it's so easy that
I still can't beat the fucking the dudes, like the centaur-looking dudes. I still can't beat them.
I've only killed the Lionels. I only killed one.
Yeah, I can't.
It's because the spin move in that game is so broken. Once you get Urbosa's Fury, you can just basically kill everything with a spin move. So, I don't know. Good game. I put 50 hours in a week on it, so.
So like I would probably say like there's a positive and a negative to the whole idea of it being open world. Like I personally am a person who I like open world games, but I like open world games with direction. Like I like Skyrim, but I don't roam the game. I always hone in on a guild and I smash every quest that there is. I like the option to be able to go do whatever I want, but I always stay semi-focused on the plot of whatever the guild that I'm focusing on. Same goes for Oblivion, that's how I played that. Same goes for Fallout. The only Fallout that I can legitimately say that I loved wandering is Fallout 3.
I agree.
There is like a ridiculous sense of discovery. The game, for like its kind of weak story and not that great combat, has a ridiculously well-crafted world.
Yeah, I don't know. The one thing I enjoy about Breath of the Wild's open world is that there is like so much to discover, which I thought was so cool because I wanted to go into that game with like little to no help from the internet. So it was really cool discovering like new monsters and mini bosses and stuff that I didn't even know were in the game, like the dragons and the Hinoxes and stuff. I thought that was really fucking cool. And I don't know, it kind of brought back that like sense of discovery that I would get from games when I was a kid, you know?
I can feel
that.
So, I don't know, I'd give it, honestly, like, I think IGN rated it too high, but I'd give it, like...
Every outlet period.
Yeah, people were calling it, like, the greatest game of all time.
No, I'd honestly, I'd give
they
it,
do that
like,
to
a
every
7.
single Zelda when they come out. The game is I will argue that game is a light 8.
Yeah, like 7.5, 8, 7.
Yep,
That
absolutely.
range. But...
totally playable, can have a lot of fun with it, but there are some serious design decisions. Like, I'm not saying that breaking weapons is an issue, but I think that the idea that you have to treat everything you get, even ridiculously cool, rare things that you receive, you have to treat them all finite.
You know, yeah, like when you defeat a guardian or whatever, and the boss dude of whatever town, like in Gerudo Town, is like, yeah, this was Urbosa's most prized shield. Use it wisely, and then you like walk outside and the
breaks
monster
after 20 hits.
Yeah, it's and then like the Master Sword running out of energy. It takes so long for it to recharge too, and I kind of thought, I didn't know that it was gonna run out of energy because I didn't use any help from the internet, but I thought like getting the Master Sword was gonna be like my big break, like yes, I don't have to scavenge for fucking Boko clubs anymore.
Fuck. Yeah, I'm still yet to play that game, but like I feel like I'd enjoy it because like Skyrim's my favorite game of all time.
Oh no, I definitely think 100% it's worth the $60.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like I would pay another $60 for it, honestly. But there's just like a lot of flaws in it, and honestly, like there's a lot of flaws in every video game ever. So
I don't know. I think that because it's a Zelda game, it holds so much of like a stigma of it's perfect. Nothing you say is anything about it that's wrong. It is a perfect game. So it's like, this is one that I feel like probably is like I can't say that the open world design is the misstep. It's like it's a lot. It's a culmination of a lot of very small things that they just completely fucked up. They took the fucking Ubisoft Tower system and just put it in their game.
Well,
and said,
no,
look, guys,
Nintendo. This is something I hate. When Nintendo just gets a free pass for doing something that's been done before, but they're like, oh, Nintendo did it, so it's really good. Like Splatoon. Splatoon's a pretty decent... Splatoon is a decent...
Splatoon is a
it is a decent online shooter, but people are like, holy shit, this is the greatest fucking game ever. Nintendo made a first-person shooter. It's so cool!
Whoa.
Nintendo made Call of Duty.
This game... No. This is my favorite thing. My favorite comparison that I can make. It's always like, this game's so crazy and super unique. I've never played anything like it. Says the 12-year-old kid that's never played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Graffiti.
Yeah, it's just Nintendo. Just like recently, they've just been taking concepts that other people have done before, and people are like applauding them for no reason, or like applauding them just like Breath of the Wild was an open world game. Cool, but does that make it the greatest game of all time? No, I don't think so.
No, the thing is, open world games suffer from a lack of focus, and Breath of the Wild is a massive example of open world games with lack of focus.
yeah.
Like the story implementation in that game, when you can get to it, which is fucking ridiculous how it just doesn't tell you what to do. Like they give you a little ping on your map for certain things that you can do, like for like the story wise, and then it's just kind of like,
yeah,
alright, go.
Oh,
but the game doesn't tell you that you need to be exploring, clearing dungeons, clearing shrines. Not dungeons, but like shrines in general. Clearing those to gain more health points and more stamina bar, so that way you can compete at the later levels. The game doesn't tell you that your character should be certain things at certain levels, because the game doesn't use conventional levels. It's just like,
I
just
fucking
do,
wish
just go.
that game told me how to get to Goron City.
Oh yeah, I had to Google that shit.
Yeah, that was like one of the only times I had to look up online, because they give you no hint on how the hell you're supposed to get into Goron City, and they don't,
This is...
that was one of my biggest beefs with that game, is the whole Goron City.
Is Breath of the Wild one of those games where like the final boss is sort of available to you straight away, but you can't... Yeah,
Absolutely,
okay.
yeah.
No,
you just have no chance. That reminds me of fucking...
Yeah, you'd get fucking
Well,
obliterated.
like speedrunners, literally they clear the tutorial, fly off the plateau, run straight into the into the castle.
Have you guys seen the speedrun of the game Two Worlds?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
Okay,
Critical did
so
it.
Two Worlds is this game that came out in like 2005, 2006, I think, and it was touted
It's supposed
the
to be like
Oblivion
the
Killer.
Oblivion,
It's such a bad game.
No, okay. Let me clarify. It wasn't touted as that.
Yeah.
People saw
Oh
it
yeah, no.
and just
all
called
the
it that
reviews,
because
all the
Oblivion
reviews that
had
are
just
on the
came
box
out.
and stuff said like this is the Oblivion Killer. And basically the speed run involves the final boss. You can see him like in like the first town you go to in the game. He's just standing there, and in an earlier patch of the game, if you killed him, he would or you'd finish the game. But he had so much health that what you do is you get him angry, then he like fires like a firebolt at you, and it does splash damage. So if you're next to a villager and the splash damage hits them, then every single townsperson will just run up to the boss and start like surrounding him and punching him. And he has like 10,000 health or something. He has a lot of health, but eventually he'll just die and you'll finish the game. In like the speedrun's like 1:50 at the moment. It's so funny.
That's way better than any Majora's Mask Ocarina of Time backflipping out of the walls.
Majora's Mask is probably my least favorite Zelda. I think that game's...
Hold on.
Whoa.
No.
Rob,
I don't even like Legend of Zelda. Majora's Mask is probably my favorite.
I don't like
that and Link's
like
Awakening.
time limits. Like that shit. I just...
No,
that's not a real time limit. I had the exact same issue.
That's the response I was expecting to get when I said Skyrim's my favorite game. Not fucking...
No.
My only
Skyrim, my favorite
no,
games. I still play it now.
Not a great game, but I fucking love it to death.
My only complaint with Skyrim is I played it on the PS3 the first time.
Dude, I literally rebought Skyrim 4 days ago for my Xbox One just so I could play it again.
It's so much.
Because now I can get achievements.
The whole atmosphere of the game, like the gameplay itself, is pretty.
Yeah, it's
just running around.
Awesome.
You were saying that you don't really enjoy.
I'm so excited to see the Switch port.
If I ever see Todd Howard in person,
whoa.
My
friend of the show.
My
father.
Why would you kill him?
I'm friend of the show.
I fucking love Todd Howard. Just the pink.
What?
I think he's a sack of shit. Friend of the show, but I think he's a piece of shit.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Like the Elder Scrolls games only do one thing legitimately well, and then they do a lot of other things pretty okay. And the one thing they do, world building, exactly. Like, it doesn't matter if the game's janky, it doesn't matter if the combat isn't really fit, it doesn't matter that Morrowind is literally based on die rolls, unless you put the PC version and mod it to actually play like a real video game. It doesn't matter that in Oblivion the AI is so exploitable that if you run backwards, which by the way is the exact same speed as running forwards for some reason, you could dance around tables and fight people without them being able to hit you. And it doesn't matter that in Skyrim there are invisible walls that can be completely ignored by getting on a horse. These things don't matter in the grand scheme of things, because the Elder Scrolls games are about giving you the freedom to make whatever you want as a character in a game world and allowing them to just exist in that game world. And it has that shit in spades. I fucking love the Elder Scrolls games. That's why I really got attached to Fallout 3, because it really was just Oblivion.
In the future.
You know what I mean? Like, it was just... It really was the same thing, yeah. It really was just the same, fundamentally, the same game. You know? Like, you just kind of live in that world. I didn't really care too much about, the overarching story. I didn't really care too much about the side quests. It just gave you a reason to go
Elder Scrolls
explore certain
storylines
places.
are always awful.
It's just
like, hey, you're a prisoner.
I don't know. I wouldn't say always. Oblivion has a shitty story, though.
It's a lot of it is based on the lore for the Elder Scrolls series is fucking deep, man.
Do you know where the Elder Scrolls came from? Do you know where the story of the Elder Scrolls came from? So Todd Howard and all his friends a long time ago, this is their Dungeons and Dragons campaign they came up with.
Wow.
They wrote all this when they were 16. Most of this stuff has existed for years.
That's some dedication right there. Because, holy shit.
Absolutely.
Too bad Todd Howard's a bitch.
Todd Howard is a great man. I reckon if you had a beer with him, he'd be a good guy. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
I'd have a lot of questions for him that I would ask very, sternly.
Very sternly.
Why he made Fallout 4?
Kylie, that's a bit of a backtrack from if I see him in the street, I'm gonna fucking murder him.
We're making progress here.
I'll murder
the more
him
we say
everyone.
friend of the show, the more friendly
like
they become.
Yep. So, Todd, if you want to come on, offer's open.
Yo, who do you guys think our first guest is actually going to be, though?
Wait, what?
Who do you think our first guest will actually be?
Jimmy Watson.
Outside of the gamers.
Nick Robinson.
Yeah, do we even
Has he tweeted since that fiasco, or is he like officially dead?
No.
Yeah, no, he's not doing anything. He disappeared.
At the time of this recording, he's
Off the
disappeared.
face of the fucking planet.
What do you think he's doing? You think he's thirst shopping?
There are. I will give you some speculation. There are 3 things that have happened. You ready? 1, he's trying to figure out where to live because his girlfriend broke up with him and he's jobless.
What?
2, his girlfriend didn't break up with him. Everything is fine, but he's still job hunting and really scared about his online presence. Or 3, he's dead somewhere.
Nick Robinson found dead in Miami.
Those are literally the only 3 outcomes that can possibly be.
Do you
Maybe he'll be
really
able to
think
work
it's
at the
gonna be-
Rebel.
No!
Yes.
Not the
Do you really
rebel!
think-
Not the
No, I'm just
rebel!
saying, like, do you really think, like, he wouldn't get picked up by some other, like, I don't know.
No,
Who,
no. That's the
Kylie?
thing. It doesn't matter if he's an entertaining guy or even a lovable guy, because of this online issue. Whether or not it was true is irrelevant. It's there. I mean, I always think of like athletes that have full ride scholarships. Like there was this guy Jamel Brinkley around here, in where I live. He got a rape allegation and he lost a scholarship. He went to court for it. It wasn't true. She lied. She even said openly, "Yeah, I lied about this." So she ended up catching jail time. But he didn't get a scholarship back. He didn't go to college or basketball like he was going to. That stuck. It didn't matter if he did it. They just said rape, and then it's gone. All of his future's gone
That's so
because some
awful.
fat bitch accused him of raping him, of her, whatever. It's preposterous. It's the same thing. The same thing. But like Nick Robinson is a predator.
Well,
you know?
I don't
And it's like
know if
whether
you guys, like-
whether or not he did it is irrelevant because someone said it and people believed it. He's just it.
Yeah.
That's what he's known for now.
I don't know
The
if you
Cheeto
guys are
champ has been
following this,
dethroned.
But you know the whole like Face Banks and Megan Zelly shit.
No.
No.
Oh,
wait, the
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
Rob, Team 10, like Jake Paul, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their assistant, or whatever. I don't even know. Who the
I thought
fuck
she was
is.
Jake Paul's
She-
girlfriend. No? Okay.
No. That's
Oh, okay, that's a different
Costello.
person, yeah.
And Alyssa Violet is Jake Paul's. Okay, this is an interesting part though, because Alyssa Violet is Jake Paul's ex-girlfriend, and Alyssa Violet left Jake Paul because apparently he was very abusive and went and started dating FaZe Banks.
Okay.
So that's a really interesting point to keep in mind as to why the fuck this happened. But so allegedly, FaZe Banks was, because they all live in LA. They were FaZe Banks was at a bar, and he was drinking with his friends and stuff, and he was having a good time. And apparently, FaZe Banks grabbed this Megan Zelly girl, this Team 10 assistant, put her in a chokehold, dragged her
Fuck yeah,
across,
dude.
dragged her across the bar, and was like trying to kiss her. And so that was the accusation, and there's just a bunch of shit, and FaZe Banks was like FaZe Banks knows how heavy these allegations can affect your career, right? Like as Ken was saying,
Yeah.
So FaZe Banks was like, no, I'm not having this shit. So there's been like a lot of like quote unquote investigation, if you call like Scarce and Keemstar investigations.
Okay.
And so. Sorry, one sec. My bad. I'm spacing out. So, there's another kid there named Max. He was also in Team 10. He's very, not well known, I guess, but he is in Team 10. He lives in the Team 10 house. He was there. He was apparently, feeding FaZe Banks drinks, and FaZe Banks said he felt like he had been drugged. And this girl had a bruise on her neck, apparently from FaZe Banks choking her out. And everyone was like, that bruise is fake as fuck, because, when you see a picture of it, it was, sparkling.
Okay.
As if it was makeup. And then she, went on Twitter and, took a makeup wipe and was wiping it off to show that it wasn't fake, and it, it obviously wasn't coming off. But then people turned around and they're like, wait a second, because I grabbed the same exact makeup wipes that this girl has, and I'm trying to wipe off this bruise I made with makeup, and it's not coming off. It was just a bunch of shit, right? This Max kid ended up coming out, and he was like, yeah, this is all shit. Team 10 is trying to, set you up for some reason. And, and that's where people are like, oh, it's because Jake Paul's ex is now dating FaZe Banks. And, Erica Costello and Megan Zelly, the two girls that were accusing FaZe Banks of this, went on. Like, no, Erica Costello wasn't even at this club that this happened at. And she was on Fox News telling the story with Megan Zelly. It was just a bunch of shit. So he even got on Fox News being accused of assaulting this girl. And FaZe Banks is like, I'm gonna take this to, like, court to the highest extent of the law. This is not okay. I'm a business owner. I'm a name on the internet. Well, because he's a co-owner for FaZe.
Like,
and he has, he's a very, very, like, successful businessman, to say the least.
Very influential as well.
Like, to go out and slander him like this, like, he was not having it, and now he's like, he's honestly, like, paranoid, because even though he can, win this in court, it's still gonna stick to his name. Like, even if it's been proven 100% that he didn't do this, it's still, like, gonna be there, and that's, I don't know, it's so shitty that that's kind of just how our society works now, I guess.
Speaking of YouTube drama, did you guys hear what was going on with the Rebel?
No, please tell me. Please tell me.
Everyone left.
Wait,
like Gavin McInnes.
Gavin McInnes left, my fucking man.
Like, everyone left the fucking Rebel.
Holy shit.
Did Faith leave? No, Faith was like, I'm sticking with Ezra. I'm sticking with Ezra Ravan. And then she fucking went on a podcast, like a Daily Stormer podcast, which is that like racist website, and then Ezra was just like, nah, fam, get out of the Rebel. I don't want you part of the Rebel after that. It's just, what's his name? Mr. Medica, Mr. Matoka. I don't know how to say his name. He did a really good video on it, like explaining everything. But basically, the Rebel was just like shady as shit. Like, the guy, Ezra, was basically just trying to get people to promote it was like a Kickstarter thing to try and get, like, their correspondence over to different countries. So, like, they had that, and, like GoFundMes and stuff like that. And then he was trying to, like, once the goal was reached, he was trying to get these people to, like, push the GoFundMe even more, despite them already having the money to do it. So that was really dodgy. There was a competition they had that was like, win a cruise with the Rebel, and it was like all of their, like, correspondence and stuff, and like Gavin McInnes. Holy shit! Hold on. Fuck. Sorry. Basically, like a correspondent with the Rebel, all the correspondents with the Rebel, plus like Gavin McInnes, you can go on a cruise, and now everyone that was a part of that has left the fucking organization. It was
Jesus Christ.
Well, what about isn't
Lawrence Southern? She left ages ago.
She left a while ago.
Okay. That's what I thought.
But basically, like, a whistleblower's come out who was working with the Rebel, I'm fairly sure, and was just, and he like recorded when they were talking, and just this Ezra guy just seems like a fucking, like, a lunatic. He's just he was just like like. I don't even know. You'd have to watch the video. Watch the Mr. Medica video on it. It's called Rebel Yell.
I only liked Gavin because he fucking made me laugh with the copper cap shit.
The copper cap. I can't believe copper cap was joking the whole time.
What did he, like, confirm that he was joking about being trans?
Yeah, it was
That's
all
insane.
a joke.
That man, I use that term loosely. That man, he got popular for, like, the Ginger Souls Tosh.0 clip, and he, like, must have really liked that popularity, because he went through some shit to try to get people to fucking.
I'm fairly sure the Ginger thing was a joke anyway. Yeah.
No, it was. But what I'm saying is, after that, after he got the popularity, he was like, "Yo, I love this. I'm gonna jerk off to this all the time."
He had a TV show.
What?
He had a TV show on, like, a shitty. It was like a nobody channel. It wasn't like anything like crazy, but he had a TV show about him and his family living in Georgia. I forget what it's called. But yeah, it was fucking insane. It was about his whole family. And I didn't, like, it was fairly recent too, so I don't know why he got it, because he hasn't been really relevant besides the transgender thing. So I think it actually, like, stopped being aired when the transgender thing happened.
Hillbillies?
Yes,
Hillbillies.
yes, that's what it is. The name escaped me.
On Reels
Yep.
TV.
Yeah, it's an irrelevant ass channel. It's like not.
It came out 3
Who's
years
Mima? And this is
His grandmother.
Dolores Hughes.
Mima.
That's what they call like. That's what.
Wait, what is it? What's a deuteragonist? Is that like a protagonist with like a deuteragonist? It's like this is on the Copper Cab wiki. There's a fucking Copper Cab wiki, dude.
A deuteragonist
Yeah,
is just another
yeah.
protagonist.
She's the deuteragonist of Copper Cab RS, Copper Vision, and Hollywood Hillbillies, and the titular protagonist of Mima's World. I fucking will. Dude, Copper Cab's funny as fuck.
Friend of the show, he needs to get on here. Can we actually? I'm gonna send a tweet to Copper
invite to
Cab.
Coffee Cab.
Or, yeah, actually, fuck that. I want Mimo.
You said can we have him on? He'd
Yeah.
probably make us pay him.
He'd probably make us what?
Pay him. He made Rucka Rucka Ali pay him some shit to make some shitty songs. So if Rucka Rucka, someone that no one listens to except for 12-year-olds, had to pay him, I'm not bringing that retard on my podcast.
Did
Tweet
you
at him all
see
you
how
want,
like
though.
Rucka Ali tried to like basically not reinvent himself, but he basically just like jumped on the anti-SJW kind of whole movement and became like a really.
Can I say something?
No,
though?
he's always been like that, but he went even. I think he went even harder in that just to try and like get some notoriety during this period.
I'll say like he's bad.
Oh, like
But he's funny.
Green.
Oh,
He's funny.
Oh,
Lacey Green did not jump
no.
on that. Don't you bring Chris Ray Gun's wife into
I'm
this?
just fucking around.
No, but like
Lacey
no,
Green.
it just seems like because he was so irrelevant. Like he was only relevant like 2009 when he was singing "I'm a Korean," and then like he's trying to get back on his bullshit now, and like it's just not working.
No. I will say that his peak for me is What Does the Black Say?
Oh shit!
That's a really, really good song. There's a part where he sings, like he actually sings, and it's good. It's like it sounds good.
It's unreal. I completely forgot he existed. He was like a epic
Guess
rap
what,
battle
Rob?
badass.
Guess what, Rob?
What's up?
So did everyone. No one fucking. Just the fact that I mentioned Rucka Rucka Ali on this podcast, anyone who's listening, if they remember it by just me saying it, like that's gonna be phenomenal. Like that's like, for example, if I say Mickey Avalon, do you guys know who that
Who the
is?
fuck is that?
No.
He sang "My Dick"
Well,
What?
my dick is something. Yeah.
because a late
Oh,
night fee, your
that-
dick
okay,
got the
yeah,
HIV.
okay.
Yeah, that song.
And
Yeah, no one remembers
2009 was a weird.
Who was
time.
the dude who did what in the butt?
Oh, what was that guy's name? Was that he had like some weird name? It was like Barnaby or something. It was like a single
Oh.
name.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think you're
It's
right.
like-
Willoughby.
Willoughby.
Willoughby?
What about Chocolate Rain? What is that for doing?
Oh, Tezon Day.
Tezon Day.
Roses are red, violets are blue, Tezonde place.
Oh,
It was
Just
Samuel.
Samuel.
He rebranded and now he's known as RM Dude on YouTube.
Oh shit.
Oh,
It's actually a
Came out in
fucking
really
2007.
Have you guys seen
game
Taze on
called
Day's
The
Twitter?
Gamers.
He follows
Yeah.
like 1 million accounts. Let me find it. I'm fairly sure he follows me.
That makes sense.
He follows like
Hold
everyone.
up.
I'll find his Twitter.
What is
He just
doing?
follows everyone.
Is he
It's just like the whole follow for follow thing, but gone to like an extreme.
He wants to be Lil B.
He always looks like a lesbian black woman to me.
Fuck, my Twitter's not low.
I just tweeted him to see if I can get a follow.
How many followers does he have up?
Hey, I tweeted hey at Steve Shives and I still
He has like
haven't blocked yet.
400,000 and he follows like 600.
He follows 668,000 accounts, dude. Not including myself.
possible?
Though. Wait, no, he follows
That's fucked up.
500,000, and he has 668,000 followers.
What about Lil B?
Oh, that's my boy.
Yeah, I think he follows me on Twitter. He used to follow me on Twitter before I deleted my account.
Yeah, he followed me and then I got a new Twitter and I didn't bother trying to get that Lil B follow again.
What's up with like every picture of Tezon Day of him looking like a 15-year-old black girl? And what is up with the fact that every time there's a picture of him, it just says some shitty inspirational garbage that you'd see on Facebook?
He does look like a little feminine. Do you think Tayson Day is transgender? Can we break the story?
Breaking news. Friend of the show, Tayson Day.
I think that's a nigga.
Yo, his fucking Twitter account. You're better off being the first person to trip than the last person to run. Loving me is like loving an eclipse. You need to give me lots of latitude.
Has Tayson Day released?
Yeah, I don't know.
Has Tayson Day released any music since? His name's not even Tayson Day, dude. It's fucking Adam. His real name is Adam Nyaribana.
I thought you were gonna say Adam Butter for like a hot
Adam
minute.
Bana. It's Adam Bana. It's close enough. Let's go Korea. Has he released any songs since?
Yeah,
in
he released a
2017,
Skyrim
Tayson Day was announced as a voice in the animated series based off the Transformers franchise. He also appeared on Steve Harvey to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Chocolate Rain. Two legends together at last. Oh man. Speaking of Steve Harvey, if we can go off track a little bit, that new comedy game, the comedy show, comedy night, I forget what it's called. Comedy night, yeah. Some guy came up, he got on stage, and he looked exactly like Steve Harvey, and he tried to get a game of Family Feud going. He was like, "Alright, left side of the room, what's your family name?" And then he's like, "Alright, you guys gotta call." And the survey says, yeah, it's, you don't have to.
Yeah, you can. It's really nice customization.
Is it really? It didn't look too.
I like it a lot. Honestly.
It's alright. It's not bad.
It's not like Skyrim, but it's alright
for what it is.
Are you trying to say Skyrim has good character customization?
Okay, that's not what I mean. But
it's
not the same like degree as an Elder Scrolls game.
It's decent, not good.
But the comedy night one's like funny, but it's not great. There's not that many options.
Kylie Gerwolf, take it away.
Take it away.
I'm
Take
going
it away,
to be
Kyle.
doing a dramatic reading of XXX Taste Delicious, the explanation
Ooh.
on his new album 17. 17! My collection of nightmares, thoughts, and real-life situations I've lived. 17 is the number tattooed on the right side of my head. I can't do this. I'm going to skip to the end. I'm going to skip to the end to where I just turned off the album. Here is my pain and thoughts put into words. I put my all into this, in hopes that will help cure or at least numb your depression. I love you. Thank you for listening. Enjoy. And then
Is it literally just him talking?
Yeah, it's just and then like towards the end of it, he gets like, I don't know, like really close to the microphone, and it starts like popping like he didn't have a filter on
Hold
the
on,
microphone.
alright. I'm gonna play like the last 18 seconds.
I value acceptance and loyalty. Here is my pain and thoughts put into words. I put my all into this in hopes that it will help cure or at least numb your depression. I love you. Thank you for listening. Enjoy.
And then immediately after that, he raped an underage girl. So
Alright, there it is.
That should be the
Yeah, he
intro. Just Kylie reading that should be the intro.
I like when he was like, "I'm not afraid to fuck your underage sister in the throat." And I was like, alright, that's probably not a smart thing to say.
yeah,
Probably
everyone
shouldn't
was
say
like
that.
freed X, and then like he got out, and then we found out all this shit about him, and we're like, oh, put him back. I'm glad he got clocked on stage. He's honestly so annoying.
That was an amazing day when that video came out.
Where's hey, can we just, like, while we're talking about this, Ken, when you're editing it, can you just put that, like, picture of him, but he's, like, shortened, where he's, like, really short?
Deep fried X.
I'll put here on.
Wait, I need
You
to
know what I'm
post
talking about? Where they make him, like, really short?
Yeah.
Yeah, just have that on there.
Just while we're on the topic of short, I'm just going to post a pic in the chat.
What's his name on Twitter?
Bill Ratchet.
Bill Ratchet, yes, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Was poppin' Jumbo?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
because
Rackin'
it's
Jimbo.
like...
That's a nice image. I have to go.
Wait,
I
where
hate
were we?
that, honestly.
Where were we when we cut?
We were talking about
Talking about Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey on Comedy Night.
Caleb, did you have
Kylie,
anything
take
to
it away.
say?
What do you think about Steve Harvey?
Wait, what do I think about Steve Harvey?
What does anyone think
Sure.
about
Well,
him?
yeah.
Is
What's
that
the
what
deal
you're
with
asking me?
Steve Harvey?
Very nice man. I trust him.
Friend of the show?
I trust him.
Friend
a
of the
lot.
show. Friend of the
Oh,
show. Steve
definitely.
Harvey.
I would like to meet Steve Harvey. I like Family Feud a lot.
Caleb, do you have anything to say about Steve Harvey?
Does anyone feel bad for Steve Harvey?
I feel very bad.
Why would
I
we
feel
do that?
yeah.
He's on top
Oh,
of
for
his game.
sure.
He's on top of his
No,
game
but
right now.
the whole Miss
No,
Philippines
remember-
thing.
Yeah, the whole Miss Philippines thing. I
Was it
felt
Miss
so bad
Philippines?
for
Was
him.
it the Philippines? Was that the country?
It was
Oh,
the
I forgot about
Philippines and someone else.
It was some other
Yeah.
country. It was
I felt
one
super
of those
bad.
kind of countries.
Like I don't think was it actually his fault or was it the director's fault giving him the wrong card or something?
I'm fairly sure they gave him the wrong card, but then he just copped all the blame for it.
Man, come on! You didn't have to take
Free
the
my
bullet
dad,
for
dude.
those
Sad
idiots.
times for our boy Steve.
Yeah, chill on Steve, to be honest. Y'all don't have to chill
Chill on
with that.
Steve Harvey, man.
Yeah, how do you feel about the mustache, though?
I
Big
like- I
fan.
dig it.
Big fan.
He's the only guy
Yeah,
that can pull
it's-
that off.
It's a Hardy stash, and I'm a big fan of it. Very well taken care of.
I'm fairly sure Steve
Very
Harvey
well taken.
invented the mustache. Correct me if I'm
Oh, yeah.
wrong.
No,
Nobody
absolutely.
had it before you.
Absolutely. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
If they were, they didn't know what it was and they weren't doing it right. Steve Harvey was the man who
Absolutely.
pioneered
Steve Harvey.
stylistic moustaches.
Oh, hey.
Now here's the
how y'all-
question.
No,
wait,
Rob,
how y'all
Rob,
feel
Rob,
about
Rob.
this picture of X?
What's up? What's up, Nace? You said Rob.
Rob, I was gonna say, Rob, you missed your opportunity just then to say, I must ask you a question. It would have been a
Oh.
really good transition. It would have been a really
Yeah.
just no okay because
Yeah,
Carly
straight
just
down,
talked
we'll
about
fix it in
Carly
post.
talked about an image. We could fix it in post. Rob, just say I must ask you guys a question now, and then
Yo, I must ask you guys a question though.
oh my god. What's
Is
the
it gay if you
question?
kiss Steve Harvey? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Just think
Ooh,
about it.
ooh.
Depends
I
on
don't
what
think so.
mustache you
No,
have.
No. Steve Harvey's completely against gay marriage and gay relationships and things like that. He's quite outspoken on the topic. So I feel like if you were to kiss Steve
Is that
Harvey,
real?
it might not be real, but I feel like it'd more be like a friendly kiss. He'd think of it as a friendly kiss, like a
Okay.
kiss with his cycling buddies.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a nice smooch on the lips.
No, absolutely, I agree. No, I couldn't agree more. I'm glad we're on the same page about Steve's kissing.
I mean, he's also quite outspoken against anybody who is not a what's the word? Protestant Christian.
Listen, we don't need to go in
because
on
if
Steve
you-
Harvey right now.
Because I mean, if you don't believe in Christianity, I mean, where do you get your moral compass from?
I don't care. I just watch Family Feud.
I just watch Family Guy.
I missed a guy from Tool Time. He was a much better host.
What was his name? Barry White? What's his name?
Barry White.
Barry
What's his
White.
name?
Very
White.
Do you mind if I
You'll mind if I'm Barry White?
You'll mind if I
just wanna
host
throw
Family
the
Feud?
building system top down, you see with the cool system when you roll up in the club, you be blazing up, got stacks on your back like a savior.
Is that Barry White?
That's
That's that
Barry
new
White.
Barry
That is
White
Barry
single.
That's the hit Barry White song, "Blazing Up." How would you guys feel if Steve Harvey dropped a diss track right now on Barry White?
I would flame the fuck out of him.
Yo, featuring Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, bro, don't talk to me.
No, why would Steve Harvey and Neil deGrasse Tyson would not collaborate?
Not in the slightest.
No, they're very different
I hate
people.
That guy. I hate Neil deGrasse.
His Twitter is so
Are you
annoying.
serious?
It's so obnoxious.
It's cringe.
It's really
as hell.
obnoxious.
I kind of like him. I think he's.
Can I
He's
weigh
no-
in on some
he's
issues,
like-
boys?
He looks
No,
like he
hold
gives
on.
decent hugs.
No, he seems like a nice guy.
Did you see his tweet earlier? It was like, when I close my eyes, I see the planets as pirouetting dancers in a cosmic ballet choreographed by the forces of gravity. Bitch, get out of here.
Yeah,
Who are you?
That's pretty fucking epic, honestly. That's pretty epic.
Okay, so you guys can say all the things you want to say about Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's fine. Bill Nye's a fucking hack, though.
Oh yeah. At least Neil deGrasse Tyson's he seems like a genuinely nice person. Like if you
Neil deGrasse Tyson is a scientist because Bill Nye is not.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, if you've seen Neil deGrasse Tyson on the Joe Rogan podcast, it's very interesting. A lot of the stuff he talks about. He seems like a really cool guy.
It's fascinating.
He just needs to delete his Twitter.
There was a tweet he made during the solar eclipse or something. He was like. Basically, it was just along the lines. It was said a lot more eloquently, but it was basically like, you fucking normies don't even know that solar eclipses happen twice every year or whatever. And then someone was just like, yeah, but it was the first time to happen in North America for like 40 years or whatever. It was the first time it was visible in North America for 40 years. And Neil deGrasse Tyson's just like,
yeah. Here it is.
He melted.
Total solar eclipses occur somewhere on Earth every 2 years or so. Just calm yourself when people tell you they're rare.
Okay, that's fine. Again, that's fine. But I think you guys are missing the bigger issue here.
Bill Nye.
When Bill Nye was called out on saying that humans contribute an incredulous amount to greenhouse gases, and we impact the climate in such a way that we are damaging the Earth's ecosystem. When the guy was like, okay, sure, you're right. How much? How much do humans fuck up the environment? And Bill Nye just goes, oh, well, if you look at this data, it's like, yeah, no, but show me the data. Where are you getting this information? Because you've been saying the exact same thing for the past, I don't know, every time I've ever seen an interview of you or any time I've ever seen you on anything, you've been preaching the exact same thing over and over again. Show me your proof. Because all that I have is you constantly saying over and over again, we're impacting the climate. If you can show me how much we're impacting the climate, I can put forward any legislator you would like me to put forward. But until you can actually show me the data, I'm not doing a fucking thing. And he just sits there just like, just doesn't know how to fucking react because Bill Nye doesn't know shit.
They literally just handed him the curriculum for an 8th grade science book and then make a TV show. It's really not that.
Dude,
like everything.
He's an entertainer. He's an entertaining person.
Isn't he like an engineer?
Yeah, he's like an engineer or something.
I don't doubt that he's an intelligent human being, but he's not a fucking scientist.
What's the I'm trying to think. He did. Oh, there was like an interview, and he was basically like saying that climate skeptics should be jailed for war crimes.
What?
Like the interview was just like because like Bill Nye had said it earlier, and the interviewer was just like bringing it up. He was like, you said some things about jailing climate skeptics for war crimes. He's like, well, we'll see what happens. Like. How fucked is that? But jailing people for,
Just stick to your fucking TV show, dude. Like, I don't care about this. Just talk about how to make a tornado with 2 water bottles again.
Nah, that's not. He's all about the gender spectrum now.
Is he really?
Yeah, no, but
yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen his Netflix channel,
it's called Bill Nye Saves the World, and it's one of the worst unfunny things I've ever seen in my life.
Wow, I can't believe Bill Nye single-handedly ended homophobia all over the planet.
Guess who writes the
He's
script?
Macklemore.
Guess who writes the script to that, Rob?
Zoe Quinn.
Mike Drucker.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. That's why it's not funny.
Is that the one weird-looking rat man?
Yeah,
I
gotta see a picture of this man.
Wasn't there a in that episode, in that gender spectrum episode, wasn't there like some weird animation like with ice cream?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was basically like vanilla ice cream, which is like trying to basically represent like white straight men, maybe. I don't know if it was men, but like straight people. Essentially, and it was like, vanilla, you suck. You're always trying to turn people into vanilla, and then all the ice creams just have a fucking orgy.
Wait.
Yeah.
It's so strange. It was
What?
basically just representing gay people, or like people that aren't straight, as people that are trying to turn straight people gay and then have like a mad orgy.
Like, oh, look at
They're pretty
vanilla,
hot.
it's so boring. And then, like, oh, look at me, I'm rainbow sherbet. Look how much more fun I am. Let's all fuck.
I just like to
That's
preface.
the
I just like
comparison
to.
we painted, Maiden.
I just like to preface this whole thing by saying that vanilla is the best ice cream flavor. So
Yeah, definitely, it is, because you can add so many toppings to it, and it works.
yeah, and just
Yeah,
by
that's
itself,
what
it tastes
they say,
amazing.
actually.
Fellas. Is it gay if you get toppings on your ice cream?
That's an interesting discussion.
It's especially
Well,
the
it
rainbow
depends
sprinkles.
what toppings. If
Sprinkles
it's
looking
rainbow
like dicks
sprinkles,
and
is that
shit.
gay? I'll let you decide. I'm not going to force you,
Wow.
but I'll let you decide. Is it gay?
I love rainbow sprinkles on ice
Rainbow
cream.
sprinkles.
I feel like you have to get rainbow sprinkles if I'm keeping it honest. So if that makes me gay,
Why would you get
you know
sprinkles
what?
that
Gotta
aren't?
roll with the punches.
You know what? Fuck chocolate sprinkles.
Yo, those
That's
are
a fucking-
nasty.
Oh,
That's a
chill.
disgrace.
Alright, now you're getting a little too
That's a
racist and
disgrace to
topical.
sprinkles, dude.
Sprinkles are great. When you like having like a whole bunch of people having some ice creams, and you put it in, like a bowl of sprinkles, and you just like dip your
Oh.
ice cream in it from the cone.
Yep,
Beautiful.
there it is.
Love it.
What about, you know what I hate? The like heart-shaped sprinkles that are like the pastel and they're like crunchy?
Yeah, I don't mind them.
Yes,
I like
those
them.
are cupcake ones.
Those are
Yeah, there's,
gross.
like, yeah.
Why would you put those on your ice cream?
I don't know. They're cupcake sprinkles,
You
but
know what
still,
I
like,
Sometimes you just want to make a fun Sunday.
You know what I hate?
what do you
Let's
hate?
hear it.
Frozen yogurt.
Oh,
I
chill.
No,
with that.
I
Chill
like.
with
I
that.
like.
Yeah,
Frozen
No.
yogurt.
Yeah,
has its
let's
place.
Frozen yogurt is fire.
Controversial
Is that
idea,
fucking
boys.
weird?
Controversial idea. You know what I hate?
What do you hate?
Ice cream.
Ken, listen, man.
Ice cream hater.
I
Okay.
can have probably about a pint of ice cream a year, and that's about all I need.
Here's a question for you,
You gotta
guys.
chill with that.
Here's a question. This is a survey. Rank gelato, ice cream, and frozen yogurt.
Ooh.
1 to 3.
Ice cream, number 1. Frozen yogurt, number 2. Gelato, number 3.
See,
Steve
I'd
Harvey's
have.
trending on Twitter.
Really?
You know what, Mason?
Yeah,
You know
What
what,
is he
Mason?
on the
Actually-
Yo, what? How is he? What's he trending for? What did he do?
Is that picture
He-
of him?
He's like front row at the fight.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But dude, how did he get from the comedy club to the fight so quickly?
I don't know.
Teleported.
With his magical Jesus wisdom.
I'm looking at Steve Harvey like search on Twitter, and it's like half jokes about Hurricane Harvey and the fact that he's like front row for the Mayweather fight.
Oh my god. Okay, but going back to that, I need everyone's opinion. I got Rob's, Caleb.
Okay.
No, I'm
Kylie.
changing it. I'm putting frozen yogurt first.
Wait.
Oh no.
Shoot me the opinion again.
Okay, you need to rank gelato, ice cream, and frozen yogurt 1 to 3.
So like, okay, ice cream first, gelato second, frozen yogurt third.
Yeah, I'm going with that one. Caleb?
Wow.
Gelato first,
Almost.
frozen yogurt
Wow.
second, ice cream
Oh.
third.
You guys can boo all you want. I totally agree with Caleb. 100% gelato. is king.
Ooh, gelato's amazing, but man,
Gelato.
ice cream. Ice cream.
Gelato.
Okay,
Where's the
okay.
sherbet love? at?
whoa,
Where's the
whoa.
sherbet love?
What is
In your
Can we
sherbet?
get some sherbet boys up in here?
Sherbet isn't comparable to ice cream and frozen yogurt.
Sherbet's pretty comparable. Sherbet's pretty fucking bomb.
No,
I'm trying to
that's
do
like-
this to myself.
That's like comparing
me
chocolate
some
to
orange
ice cream.
sherbet.
It's a completely
Oh,
different
come on.
kind of candy.
Sherbet's like ice cream, like it's a cold consistency.
You know, it's this cold consistency. My balls right now. I'm sitting in front of my AC. Can I compare my balls to ice cream?
Could, in a sense.
No, because they still have an internal temperature, 98.7 degrees.
Oh, Bill Nye up in this bitch.
Hey.
Oh,
Feel
I mean,
the
but they are
grass.
cold like ice cream.
Depends.
Clave deGrasse Tyson.
I feel like we've really seen it all tonight. This has been intense. We talked about video games, which is a massive misstep in my opinion. I talked about.
Oh yeah, because we
talked
shit
about
talked
Steve
Kingdom
Harvey.
Hearts.
No, I just. Alright, maybe that's part of it, but I just
Just Steve
all right.
Harvening.
The fappening.
All right, since the last one didn't have it, I guess this one will. This is the end of the podcast.
Oh shit.
So everyone, say where you're at and don't spell it. Just say where you're at.
Hey guys, I'm
Ken.
on. Oh fuck!
You can,
How about oh fuck?
I'm Ken. You can find me at Iroken_ on Twitter and various other places, and I'm sure you will hate me on just as much as I hate me. Nace, where can someone find you?
I'm Nace. You can find me on Twitter at NaceBibus.
He also
Right.
wrote an ESPN
Shitpost.
article about Counter-Strike.
Hey, yeah, I occasionally write articles about Counter-Strike if you like that kind of stuff.
It's really hot. A lot of girls should date and fuck Nace. Kylie, where can we find
Absolutely
you?
agree. Couldn't agree more.
You can find me on Twitter at Gribsley. I have nothing to offer.
None of us do. Caleb, where can someone find you other than the dark recesses of our Discord?
Yo, you'll find me at the comedy club, bruh. I'm about to go play some comedy night. Find Steve Harvey.
Lil Wayne, you can find me at Robo W, the big guy.
All right,
buy my
understandable. Have a nice day.